What about hybrid cats? Allowing the private possession of a wildcat domestic cat cross is like strapping a nuclear warhead onto the feral cat problem. I get emails every day asking about what I think of hybrid cats as pets. The hybrids in question are usually Bengal cats, which is a cross between a leopard cat and a domestic cat cross, not a cross between leopards and domestic cats. Chelsea cats or stoned cougars, those are a jungle cat crossed with a domestic cat. Savannah cats, which is a cross between a serval and a domestic cat, or safari cats, which is a cross between a Joffrey cat and a domestic cat. In the case of stone cougars, the polydactyl feet and dwarf body style are typical of the severe inbreeding that is encouraged in order to make the cat look less cat-like. Some people ask about pixie bobs, but I don't know of any compelling evidence that suggests that they really have any bobcat blood. Sometimes when people are talking about hybrids, they are really talking about lion and tiger crosses or serval and caracal crosses, and much of what is true about the domestic cat crosses is even more so of the wildcat hybrids. In a nutshell, it is an irresponsible thing to do, and there is no redeeming reason to crossbreed these cats, nor to support those who do by buying one. It almost never works out for the individual cat, and in the rare case that it does, the number of animals who had to suffer in order for that one rare cat to exist is just staggering. While the rest of this article refers to Bengal cats, the same is true of all hybrid cats. Some people have beautiful fifth-generation Bengal cats that are reported to eat cat food, live quietly with domestic cats, and use the litter box fastidiously. This may well be the case, but the breeders tend to keep breeding back to the wild cats in order to get the exotic markings. The idea was to glean the best from both worlds, a fabulously spotted or striped cat with all of the gentleness of thousands of years of domestic history. Unfortunately, what usually happens is that you get a very ordinary looking cat with a wild personality. Even after 4 or 5 generations, that wild personality is dominant. And while it's marketed like having a tiny tiger in your home, most people don't know what that really means. As someone who's not trying to sell you a $2,000 kitten that you will one day take to the dog pound out of frustration, let me tell you what it's like to live with a hybrid. We have had a bunch of them that were former pets, and we have had to turn away many, many more, because most of them cannot run free outside. They have to have the same cages as bobcats or cougars. They all spray, male or female, neutered or spayed, doesn't matter how young you do it, they spray urine all over everything in their path to mark it as their territory. They bite, even in play. Even if they love you, they will bite, and I have scars all over my hands to prove that their love nips will leave you bleeding. They want to eat your other pets, and they don't care if it's a German Shepherd. They are always going to be looking for a way to take that dog down. That is why many of them can't run free on Easy Street. They pick fights with 500-pound tigers. I've even received reports from the Florida Wildlife Commission about them stalking little old ladies, and I've been called in to trap and remove them. This discarded pet now lives at Big Cat Rescue, but most are not this lucky. The creation of a non-protected species by hybridizing the endangered leopard cats with the non-endangered domestic cats has also created a huge market for the fur of these hybrids. Check out any of the big fur dealers like Saks Fifth Avenue, Neiman Marcus, and they'll try to sell you on the idea that their furs are coming from lippy cats. They say these cats are from China. It's absurd. There's no such thing as a lippy cat. The fur patterns on these coats can only come from endangered cats, which would be illegal, or from these Bengal cat hybrids or other hybrids. In either case, it's sad and sick, but hybridizing cats has made this a lucrative market. So much, in fact, that the Bengal cat is commonly called the money cat. I get hate mail from hybrid breeders every time I say anything about the fact that many times these domestic cats are killed by the wild cats in the mating process, or that the conditions that the breeding cats are kept in are often deplorable, or the physical ailments that many of these neurotic offspring suffer from, or the fact that millions of animals are being killed in shelters every year while people are still supporting these breeders. So many people claim that they only breed fourth and fifth generations, but they don't seem to get the fact that you can't get to a fourth generation without a lot of suffering in the first three. By the time a person breeds enough cats to get to the fourth generation, they have created approximately 50 cats who will end up being slaughtered for their coats, or killed because of their behavior problems, or dumped into the wild to then add to the feral cat problem. I stand amazed at the number of people who just don't get this. And it seems to be especially people who have purchased Bengal cats because they can't accept that what they've done is wrong, so they try to justify it in every crazy way you can imagine. The cats can't speak for themselves. So all of the daily hate mail is just the price of speaking the truth for them. Please consider all of the suffering that you can eliminate by not succumbing to the urge to own the wild or to see these hybrids of any kind. Your sacrifice can make the world a better place.